Connor, thanks. Now to continuing coverage from Washington at 6:44 as the U.S. Supreme Court announces it will hear arguments next month on the Trump administration's efforts to curtail birthright citizenship in this country by way of an executive order. Now, a federal judge earlier this year put a pause on that order, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. Let's bring in Scripps News Group congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed live in Washington this morning. So what can we expect at this hearing next month? Is there any chance that the White House is going to be successful in getting this to happen?
Well, look, Blaine, that's a very real possibility, and there's a lot of questions about what the ruling could look like from the Supreme Court. I know it's early. Those oral arguments not expected until May 15th of next month, but still questions about how they could potentially rule in this case. For one, the Trump administration asking the Supreme Court to weigh in to try and stop the lower court's halt on this executive order to try and limit birthright citizenship. The birthright citizenship as we know it right now is something that has existed roughly in place since the 1890s. Basically, if you are born in the United States, unless you're the child of a diplomat, even if your parents are here illegally, you are given automatic citizenship to the United States. The Trump administration says they want to roll that back for people who are in this country illegally to give birth to a child who is then an American citizen. So again, the Supreme Court had ruled on this in the 1890s. That was kind of considered settled case law, something that had been a precedent for a very long time. The Trump administration coming in January saying, no, we have a different interpretation of how that law was written, again, something that President Trump had promised in the campaign trail. So the implications here are humongous. There's the question of whether the Supreme Court could rule more narrowly, basically say, look, these lower court judges don't have the jurisdiction to say we're going to block this executive order. Or could the Supreme Court upend decades, 100 years, over 100 years of precedent in the way that birthright citizenship is looked at in this country? The question is, with the 14th Amendment, it was written to include the phrase, the people who were born in the United States subject to the jurisdiction thereof. There's disagreement about what the interpretation of that is. The Trump administration interpretation basically means that if you're in this country illegally, you cannot then give birth to someone who becomes an American citizen. The courts in the past have ruled against that view, basically saying that if you're born in the U.S., you are therefore an American citizen. So a lot of questions, Blaine, this morning about the implications, what the Supreme Court could rule. There's a lot of questions also about how that conservative majority could rule, whether we could see some judges crossing the aisle, voting with liberal judges, which is something we've seen in the past couple of years, to issue a decision that kind of runs against what the Trump administration is looking for. So questions about how this case will be interpreted. Fairly brief oral arguments are expected next month. But again, huge implications here for what our nation's immigration laws could look like after they make a decision on that case.
And Nate, we know you and the team at Scripps News Group in Washington will be watching that for us every step of the way. Nathaniel Reed live for us this morning.